All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else. Tonight, come through and chill. All right. We are something else. Episode 14.
Sheesh.
Wow. Welcome back, CB.
I am back in the country, guys. Here I am.
Back
Gold
from
trying, man. That's dope. I envy you, bro.
CB. While you were out, we had Roya come back and fill in for you.
Couldn't have had a better guest host.
We could have, but that's okay. It's all right. No shade to Roya. Thank you for coming in and sitting in for CB.
It's my mentor.
You missed
my quarterback.
Rob. Rob came through and blessed us with some good facts about growing up in Augusta. So maybe have him back so you can we can have a part 2 of that, because it's definitely a follow up I think we need for that one.
Okay.
Superfly.
Yo,
what's up, man?
Good. Doing all right, man. You know, living, trying to keep up.
Exactly.
We're actually out here recording on
an off night.
On a Tuesday.
Right. When a crazy ass storm outside.
Yeah.
Exactly. We have to find our creativity on a Tuesday.
Right.
So
we got a flash flood warning until 1 a.m. out here. Yesterday we had a tornado warning. Like, what the heck is going on in DC, dude?
I hope y'all ain't tear up y'all kicks too much, because I know we got the mud and all that stuff going on outside.
I actually changed.
I toned them down
changed the pair that I was gonna wear just because I was like, I'm not gonna bust anything out new.
So
when
all
it's raining
sneakerheads know they don't wear sneakers out in this shit. So there will be no 4th of Soul tonight.
Right.
All right, so let's get started. Tell us about Colombia.
I mean,
how was it?
It was awesome, man.
Was this a vacation? What was
this
it?
was for a bachelor party.
Okay.
So it was for a vacation, basically. It was crazy. Just being out, experiencing like more of a third world country, getting out of your comfort zone. I don't speak a lick of Spanish, so it's a good thing that one of our boys, Rob, he's Cuban, he was fluent, and my brother speaks like un poquito, like a little bit. So he, they were helping us get around and everything, but it was awesome, man.
I feel like the only thing you need to know in a country like that is see and know.
Dude, and you had to say it to everybody because, like, it's so different. This is, like, the biggest takeaway that I had from the country itself was there were no beggars. Like, no one's out there begging. Everyone's out there grinding. Everyone's selling something. So, with that said, we couldn't walk down the street without 3 different people trying to sell us necklaces or sunglasses or a boat to go out to La Playa Blanca. And, dudes, everyone had the exact same sales pitch. Everyone was offering you everything under the sun, everything. And, like, it was just a wild place, man. But I, like, respected the fact that everyone out there was working. Yeah. No one was, no one came off as feeling down for themselves or whatever. They're just out there trying to make their living, doing what they can.
Right. Was it, what part of Colombia was it?
We were in Cartagena. So
Cartagena.
We and then one of the days we took a boat out to the spot, I think it was called Chalon or something like that. Yo, it was wild out there. That's like it was just a wild trip, man. It was just a wild trip.
So do you see what he did there, ladies and gentlemen? He deferred from the fact that it was actually a bachelor party out there, and he just told you about his experiences and people's work ethic out there. That's what we do. That's fine.
We are something else.
We go, and we are deferring from the topic.
There's plenty of stories that I gotta tell when you know
limitations
when it, you know
cut the mics off.
Yeah, cut the mics off. Have just some guy time.
Exactly. I don't think any of us are the Rudy Giuliani of the group.
I mean,
just tell it anyway. Superfly, you got anything you want to share?
Nah, man, just trying to keep up with life. We got a lot of construction going on around the house. Y'all see the smoker in the studio. We'll bust that out at some point.
Probably not bust it out right in here, but
exactly, that won't be a good idea. But at some point we'll have some smoked meats going on. Pause.
Well, when we have our aux launch party, we'll have that. We did get our logo finally.
Nice.
We've got our logo. We decided which one we want.
Yep.
We just need to transfer the money to the girl so she can send us the actual
file
so we can get our
Start
banners
using
put
it on
up and
everything.
we can have, I'm trying to pull a logo up, so I'm buying a little bit of time here while we're talking, but this is what we're gonna go with right here.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Nice.
You got the We Are Something Else, kind of done like graffiti style with headphones and a microphone.
Shout out to Jade Fryer who hooked us up.
Shout out.
So support your black businesses.
Yeah.
So me, I have an interesting story to share. I'm a little doped up right now, which is fine.
That explains it. Right.
So Saturday.
Oh shit, that's right. All right.
Saturday, we were supposed to do the show Saturday because Sunday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. We didn't even say Mother's Day on the last show, but our mothers
Salute
know
to
our
the
mothers.
Love you, mama.
Yeah, salute to the mothers. Yeah. So we were supposed to record on Saturday, and I went out. I play flag football on the weekends, so I had my game on Saturday, and this is actually the non-contact league that I play in now. And I went out for a pass, and the dude just completely plowed through me trying to get to the ball. And it's one of those things where you have guys out there who don't know what the hell they're doing, and those are the ones that end up hurting somebody else.
Yeah.
But literally, when dude hit, it's the equivalent to getting rear-ended in a car. That's exactly the impact was. So when he hit me, my right arm went numb for about 3 seconds. And then after that, I just knew something was just completely off. So I didn't. Everybody kept saying, "Did you keep playing?" No, I didn't. The game was over at that point. We were already winning. So I came out and I just started stretching, and the stretches wasn't really doing it. And I just thought it was my hamstrings because my lower back was tightening up.
Yeah.
So I get home, do some stretches, lay on the floor because I was like, okay, maybe it's a nerve or whatever. So I looked up. I diagnosed myself. I was like,
bad
oh,
decision.
He's like, God damn, I'm dead. I died.
Exactly.
I've been dead for 15 minutes.
My sciatic nerve. I was like, oh, it's got to be my sciatic nerve because I feel it go all the way to my calf and it's hanging up right above my butt cheek and right into my lower back. I was like, that's a sciatic nerve. So I did a test on YouTube. The two doctors have a test to show you what to do. And so I did the test, and immediately, as soon as I did what they said, it'll activate. If it is, immense pain just proceeded to come through, and I was like, that's it. That's it. So I was in enough pain to where I was like, yeah, I gotta go to patient first. I gotta get some drugs. So we canceled the show on Saturday to get to here, but drugs work well. I don't feel anything. But we're here. Are we really here? Is this real life? So here we are. I'm good. Hopefully, good thing playoffs don't start for another 2 weeks. So
yeah, you got some time to heal up.
Get myself together. Let's talk Grill Lady.
Okay.
So those who don't know,
funniest meme on the internet right now.
She.
Susan. Hashtag Susan.
That's her name, Susan?
About.
That's her name? I didn't know her name.
Got you. Hashtag Susan, I think.
I don't know how things... internet doesn't waste any time to become savages.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so apparently if you're missing
this
out
is justified,
on the story...
Twitter will come and get you.
Yo,
exactly.
This is justified. She deserves all the ribbons that she's
For those who don't know what we're talking about, it's that white lady that has the sunglasses on the phone, and she's in all the memes. So it originally started off
canceling all black joy.
It was like a group of black people getting ready to have a barbecue at a park.
Yeah.
And she
in Oakland,
and she walked up and called the police officer because they were using charcoal.
charcoal grill.
A charcoal grill
in the wrong part of the park, I guess.
It's ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous as it sounds. As retelling it.
Yeah.
She's everywhere, and the memes. I'm gonna tell you that instance that her alone is ignorant, but the memes, I tell you,
my God,
the memes are worth everything. The OJ meme,
yo. I'm pretty sure that was my exact response when I tagged you in it.
Yo, the OJ meme, the good times scratching and surviving. There was even a "We Are Something Else" one.
Yeah. Donnell Rollins been going to town on this lady, yo. Like she's everywhere,
and it's sad that she's getting this kind of fame and recognition. For ignorance.
I hope that people know the rest of the story because she called the cops. The cop showed up and said that there's actually nothing that they're doing that's wrong. Mm-hmm. And she started bawling, crying. Right. Like, she just starts crying. And that's hilarious, yo. Like,
it almost felt like it was a plant, like it wasn't real. I was like, there's no way in the world this could be going on. But then you're like,
I guess it could be. Yeah, actually, kind of this stuff could be going on.
Exactly. I'm here for the memes, though.
That's what I'm here for. I'm just here for the memes. And we used to hashtag Susan.
Yeah.
I might have to retag that picture we have of Susan.
We got Memorial Day coming up. Hopefully prayer hands that y'all don't get Susan.
At your barbecue.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what? That might be the Halloween costume for the year.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna. That might be the go-to. That is not a bad idea. Yeah. So somebody should dress up like they're at a cookout and bring a bag of charcoal, and then somebody have their friend.
Yeah.
With the glasses and the phone.
Yep. I think it's gonna be Donald Glover and Susan this year.
Okay. And there's our weekly Donald Glover Childish Gambino reference.
There we go.
So, "Welcome to America" is #1 song right now.
Wow. The song is hot.
Debuted #1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to deny how great that song is.
I told you earlier when we were at work, I was like, I think I've already listened to this thing like 15 times today.
Yeah.
Just
on
repeat.
In the video, I watched the video at least another 5 times since we watched it last week. And I figured, I was like, the way to watch it is to watch everything but him.
Yeah.
And you see what really is.
Right.
So it's good stuff. Season finale of Atlanta. Did you see it?
Yes. That was the season finale?
Yeah, Airport.
Damn.
Yeah, that was it. That's it. That's all we were getting for.
Wow.
Well, now I can binge watch the entire season.
To me, it was like the
lackluster.
I guess so. Yeah, it didn't hit me but I was looking at other people's reviews of it. They're talking about how brilliant it was, but I was just like,
I gotta watch it again because there's a lot of subtleties in there.
Yeah.
I knew immediately when they were going through TSA. I was like, oh, my man forgot. And I was like, we're in a whole lot of trouble now. And this is the whole reason why Paperboy was like, I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ruin it for you, CB, but that me and Superfly know what it is.
Yeah.
And then the very last part, the last 2 minutes of that episode, when they're on the plane, and they have that, he was like, and he was like, I did it to so and so, and you realize, wait a minute,
right?
Yeah, it's just good stuff. When you watch it, we'll go into detail.
Yeah,
right.
So, come through and chill. That's tonight's headline. Come through and chill. So we want to remember our dating days. Some of us, anyways, and one of us who's still out there. Yeah, but
who could that be?
But they just have this whole thing called Netflix and chill now, and I guess that's where you invite a young lady over to your crib, and you just pretty much just be bunned up on the couch, and you just quote unquote watch Netflix movies for as long as you want to before something.
And I feel like Netflix is like perfect for that because like Netflix movies, there's only like 2 good joints, and then the rest of them are like super weak where you wouldn't even be watching them. Like you know what I mean?
Right. Or
just background noise.
Exactly. Or like you said, you can either binge watch a show,
right,
or you can watch some horrible other movies they have on there. It's just a reason to get together and watch a movie.
And then they'll check in on you in like an hour or so and ask you if you're still watching.
Exactly. Then you can be like, chill.
Right. So how do we get to that point? Like is society is that, do you get that off the break nowadays? Just to come through and just watch Netflix? Is that considered a date now?
I feel like there's always been some version of that, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any lady out there that would admit to calling that a date. Like, we might call it a date. We were like, yeah, nah, I saw Shorty from down the block or
come
whatever.
through. I got some pop. I got some pop secret.
Yeah,
and some
like,
juice, some
VA
Splash.
Exactly.
Like I think that in terms of where the bar is set as far as what's considered a date and what's not, like I don't personally know any ladies that'd be like, oh yeah, that's a date. Like no one's talking about having date night where it's just Netflix and chill. Like
I did like back in the day, like I would try to cook something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like cook a dish.
Well, I mean,
as the way to save money instead of going out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then that shows off some skills, your skill sets. You get that early.
And I think if you're doing that, then that elevates it a little bit. If you're literally showing up, if she's showing up, or whichever residence this is going down at, if it's just you two and Orville Redenbacher, then that I don't know if that's necessarily a
because date. You figure in any serious relationship or anything that's going to develop into something, you get that 3-month trial period, that campaign period, where you just act like you're completely somebody else before the real you shows up. So at some point you got to have. I'm assuming what's important is communication, right? So like Superfly said, invite them over. And you can have a meal, so that gives you something to, right there. That's you're a cook, you really can cook. Yeah, but will a female be that honest though? Have you ever had anybody be that brutally honest? Like it's okay. Right. It's just I'm gonna add a little bit of spices next time.
I don't do a whole lot of I'm not trying to set myself up like that. So,
so that's not your skill set.
The only girls I've ever cooked for, and only ladies I've ever cooked for outside of my immediate family were girls that I was deep in relationships with. Like I'm not trying to. I would be setting myself up for failure if I was like, first date, check this out, and be like, bro, like maybe we could have dollar menu.
Yeah, we could have went somewhere else, right? I could have paid for dinner if you're gonna invite me over for this.
Right. And back in my single days, I was like very, I was always the go to their place, dude. You had to be special to make it back to the Batcave.
Right. Now I feel you.
That is. Maybe it's because I'm still single, but like that's just still worse.
But
it's easier. Like
at a certain
this
point,
is gonna sound terrible, but it's way easier to leave when it's not your place.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. At a certain point, you want to, but even if that, you want to protect your personal space as well too, because you just don't want to invite anybody. I mean, granted, we've all had those days where you just didn't care, but then at a certain point now, I think it's important to protect your space because you got a lot of crazy stuff going on here. You're meeting girls you really don't know, inviting them back to your spot, and they're texting somebody like, "This is where I'm at. Come."
Exactly. It's all these little ways, man. They didn't have the smartphones and tagging. You know what I mean? Like taking a picture in your crib or mark. Yeah. That's probably the new marking your territory.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Somebody will leave a toothbrush or some underwear or something. In a spot.
I saw you on Instagram. It was on the discovery page. What are you doing?
That's just
got caught.
Okay, so some do's and don'ts like I've occurred. Like if a female has invited me over to her spot, I try not to be too critical because I know I have to visualize what my spot looks like too.
Yeah,
because
I
it's
set the bar real low for that.
Right.
So that's what they'd be like, man, this place is really nice. It's like, don't mind the clutter. I haven't cleaned up in a couple days, and I was like,
so my thing is, if this is your first time going over somebody's house, right? You would think that they're going to put their best foot forward at least, or would you respect if they just kept it 100% real with you off the break? Like, look. I'm just a little. I got a case of the dropsies. I dropped this here, dropped that. This is who I am. So, if you're going to be interested in me, it is what it is. Would you respect that, or do you?
I think it depends on. So I remember back in my single days, when I was single. All right, my man used to tell me, it's all about peaks and valleys, right? And I feel like it's wherever you are on the curve of the peaks and valleys, how picky you are about the other place, about the other person.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's an equation, really, a calculation that you run.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's one of those things where there are certainly other factors that I will take into account. Because like there's a difference between a place being cluttered also and a place being dirty. Because I mean, if we walk in there and I'm like, wow, like the scent of your perfume's not going to cover this up. Like that's a problem. Right. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. And that should be a problem if a girl came over to my spot and it was, like that. So,
and like you said, clutter is just having a bunch of stuff and not proper places to put everything. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, that's fine. But like you said, dirt and filth lead to roaches.
Yeah.
So that's my first one. Like if I'm over a girl's spot and I see a couple of roaches right across the floor, I'm like, okay, first of all, I got to size up where I'm at, the neighborhood, because sometimes you can't, you can't help that. But then you gotta, when you gotta size up everything else. Like, okay, so there is some pizza crust on this plate over here. How long has this pizza crust been sitting on this plate? There's a sink full of dirty dishes. Number 2, sink full of dirty dishes, dog. Like, I can't do that. That right there is like, okay, that's check. Like, if you got a frying pan with like old scrambled eggs in it from, like, is that from this week or is that from last week? Yeah. And it's still sitting there and it doesn't bother them. And they don't even bring it up like, oh, forget, don't mind the dishes. I just haven't had time to do it. You're like, yeah. So that's just, I think those two things are definitely turn-offs.
I mean, both of those are fair.
What about, okay, how long before should you be with someone before you invite them over your spot? Like, what's the...
It depends on, I guess, the situation. Like, if this is something that I'm actually looking to take somewhere, I don't know, maybe after 2 dates, maybe.
Okay.
After, like, we've already gotten to know each other a little bit, know a little bit more about each other's personality or whatever, because probably at this point we've sat down for 2 meals or at least gotten a coffee and maybe a meal or something like that.
I feel like there's no courting phase anymore. That's an old word, old-timey word. People look that up. What don't know what courting means.
What do you think that is?
Why it doesn't exist anymore?
What
or
is courting? Like, how do you do
Nowadays, it's called sliding into the DMs.
There you go, right?
Hey, girl, I saw that booty on Instagram. Let me holler.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is so romantic.
Because you know what? I think because we are so... I think we have access to so much stuff now. There's more than what there was 10 years ago when I was in my 20s or whatever. Like, back then we didn't have DMs. There wasn't you couldn't, there was a MySpace page and maybe a Black Planet page, and that was as close as you're going to get, and it was all through text. People weren't really like putting pictures of like crazy stuff up there of themselves back then. That's what I feel old back then.
And people were monitoring their MySpace from their computer. Like, we do everything now on our phone.
What was a smartphone?
Right.
So I had to pay for every minute that I dialed out on my cell phone. And they had these little things called antennas.
Yeah. Hold on, let me wait till after 9.
Exactly.
I'll call you from the house.
I got free nights and weekends, girl. What you know about that free nights and weekends plan? Nothing. And what was the text message? I really remember sending out my first text message, and I got charged like $5 for
hello. Right.
Exactly.
This right here is relevant. So I'm 18 years old, obviously still on the family cellular plan. Start talking to this lady, and it's one of those, like, me and her were texting all day, every day. Realized after the month was up that she was not on Verizon. Because apparently we had like free like Verizon to Verizon text message or whatever. My mom handed me a bill for like $110. Oh. You know how many text messages over that is to get a bill of $110?
Oh, that's bad.
I was like, yo,
that is bad.
Like, all day, every day, man.
So okay, courting phase. I think back in the day, courting used to be phone, like you said, phone call conversation. Maybe not a cell phone, but you hit your landline, and you have the little R&B slow jams playing in the back. Hit you this little CD that you spend all day long putting together. Yeah, I'm gonna kill her with this when I'm talking to her. Had that in the background. She be like, oh, is that Keith Sweat playing in the background? Yeah, what you know about Keith Sweat? Yeah. And you maybe hum a little line and nobody. But she, that I remember that phase. Like, just couldn't wait to get home. Jump in the bed, cut the lights off.
Right.
It'd be 5:30 in the afternoon. Everything's still bright on stuff. You're on the phone. Got your hit the little play with your little CD player, And that communication, like you don't have that now. Like everything's a text, so you really don't know how anybody sounds on the phone anymore.
Right.
And like I know people like to this point now, I actually hate talking on the phone.
Me too.
Silly.
One, I did so much of it back then, but now it's just texting is so much easier. But it's like I hate talking on the phone. First of all, these phones you can't hold the phone up to your ear anymore because it's like a brick. So you almost have to have like a headset.
I mean, I'll admit I'm a texter. I'm definitely a texter.
And that's just how we've evolved now.
Yeah.
That's tough though, like dating with text because you don't have any. You can't read the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The tone.
You can't pick up on context clues or anything.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm real sarcastic. Like, I text how I talk, and so like I'll be sarcastic, and you can't read sarcasm through that.
Right.
And then I got to go into like a 20-minute explanation about what I'd said and what I didn't mean.
Right.
And
LOL.
And if you accidentally have something in all caps, why are you yelling?
Yeah. Like, whoa, my bad.
My bad. I didn't know that meant. That was yelling.
I really meant that ass was fat. I just didn't mean to yell it. Like, my bad.
Like I used to do. I mean, the little long drives. Like, let's go pick you up, girl. Let's just go for a ride. Let's just go for a ride. Like back then, I used to love driving. Now I hate driving, but I used to love driving. Like pick her up in my car again. Have my little CD number 2 on with
the mix CD.
The mix CD that you done made. Spend all day making that mix CD.
Joints, right.
And then just pop it in, just drive around. And again, it was the communication. That was more. And then maybe you get to a movie. Because I think when you're in a movie, you kind of, that deters conversation. Yeah. And you can tell, the movie theater used to be my make or break move. Because you could tell a lot about a person, how they act in movie theater. I've dated girls that talk back to the screen.
Yeah.
That fucking shake the popcorn bag loud as hell during the movie theater, during the middle of the movie. Who will be on there, answer their phones. I was just like, that was always my make or break. Like, like Eddie Murphy on Boomerang was the feet. Mm-hmm. Mine was the movie theater. Like, oh, you can't pass the movie theater test. We done.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Kids. So if a girl has kids, will that deter you?
So, thinking about it right now, never been in that situation. So everything is hypothetical. Mm-hmm. And it's really easy for me to hypothetically say that wouldn't be a problem. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, not having any kids of my own, I don't want to be anyone else's dad.
Exactly.
Like, so that's one of those things where it's tough because, like, the closest thing I've had is, an ex had a dog that I really liked, and I'm like, oh man, like I helped raise this dog, and now I don't get to see the dog anymore. With the kids, like,
that's a different attachment.
It's nothing that makes you feel more like a piece of shit is when, like, the kid comes up to you and it's like, I love you. Like, yo, like. Me and your mom are just cool. That's real shit, though.
That's real.
Like, you really get faced with what kind of dog shit you doing when that kid come up to you.
Actually, I saw a meme earlier, and it was like this girl had taken a picture of her daughter, her young daughter, who looked no older than like maybe 3 years old. Looking up, giving like the stink face to like some guy.
I saw that.
And the face was covered up for the guy. And the girl had said something like when your daughter meets your friend, like in quotation marks. I was like,
it's just sizing them up. Yeah. That look, people with kids, that's a whole nother level because you got to worry about the drama. How is it on the other end? Because it's nothing like a dude who don't want another dude around his kid.
Right.
And they gonna make that, and then he still ain't quite moved on yet, so he gonna make her life miserable.
Derek Fisher situation.
He gonna make her life miserable.
And Matt Barnes roll up on you.
Exactly.
Or what do you do in that situation? Do you just go, yo, can they just make sure the kid stays with the father whenever you go out?
Right.
Bro, if me and a girl had kids together, and we were not together, you know how it's just one of those things, how salty I would feel. Be like, hey, Chris, dropping off, the babies, me and so-and-so going out, and be like, man, son of a bitch.
Exactly. I can only imagine, like, sometimes when you move on just from dating alone, somebody alone, like, you feel salty about them moving on anyway.
Right.
But then if you have a kid that still connects you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then.
I can't even imagine that, man.
So, that'd be tough. Like, I would have to be like, out of respect, just, I'm not ready to meet your kid. It would have to be that way. I'd have to take and hopefully she would understand. Hopefully she would say it first.
Right.
But like, you know what? I'm not ready for you to meet my kid. I'm like, I can respect that. Just because when kids get attached.
Yeah.
And
and it's like when you're raising a kid, man, you want to be the one to raise them, man.
Right.
Anybody else. That's why I be thinking about that Jay-Z line when he makes that little jab at Future, talking about how
other niggas playing football with your son.
Exactly. That shit gives me nightmares. So that's what keeps me in line today.
Right.
Or another thing you don't want is another dude living up in your house.
Right.
Like you done paid
some OJ shit.
Yo. You done paid all this, like this is you. You done put the foundation here, and your kids are here, and you cut that grass. You planted those damn petunias out front, and next thing you know, okay, it don't work out. You got to go. Somebody else in there now. Next thing you drive by to pick up your kids to where you used to live.
Right.
He don't be blowing the grass.
Exactly.
You know what I
The
mean?
petunias are dug up and thrown on the sidewalk.
Right. Exactly.
And then he walking your kid out in your robe.
I mean, I would like to. I'd like to hope in that situation, that as the dude who's watching, from the car, being like, oh man, like look at this guy taking over my life. Hopefully, you didn't do something to get yourself in that situation,
right.
Because it's hard. It's still hard for me personally to feel bad for somebody when they get themselves into that kind of a situation.
But then,
doesn't it feel worse if you got yourself into that situation
right.
than if, you know what I mean, if someone else, not do you feel worse? I mean, wouldn't it feel better to you than if, you know what I mean, if she did something to step out and you didn't do anything?
Well, I mean, there's no way she'd be in my
worse.
Damn house if she was the one that was stepping out.
They got the leverage,
women get the house and the kids, dog.
Especially with the kids.
You can tell that I'm the one that's not married.
Exactly. Look, women get the house.
We're well aware.
Women get everything. Women get the house and kids, no matter what. And hell, like there's even stories out here where dudes are paying child support for kids that's not even theirs.
Right.
And like that part of the legal system.
After 18 years, he found out it wasn't his.
Yeah. Old Kanye.
Yeah. Old Kanye. Hashtag old Kanye.
Hashtag old Kanye.
Another make or breaker is when you take them out to eat and their food don't come the right way and they send the food back. Ooh, I'm never the one to send food back because
I don't trust it.
I don't look. When waitresses come say, how is it? Oh, it's perfect.
Excellent.
It's just right. It's just the way I liked it, whether I wanted it medium rare or rare or not. It's perfect. But then I've been in certain situations where, oh no, can you send this back? This is not the way I wanted. I asked for no tomatoes. I asked for this. I asked for that, and it doesn't taste well. It tastes right.
Right.
Send it back, and I'm like, bring mine out first.
Exactly.
Before you complain.
She ain't never even had the dish before, but she knows exactly what it's supposed to taste like.
Hey, before you complain, let me get my food first. Then you can handle that. Because last thing I want is somebody in the back that I don't know.
Yo.
That's pissed off because they didn't prepare this meal and they decide they want to get some revenge.
I can't stand people that got the nasty attitude about it. You know what I mean? They act like,
or they treat the waitress like dirt.
Exactly.
I'm like, this is a job. Like, this is a hard job to do.
Right.
And first of all, you deal with food.
Yeah.
That's all. I would never. I respect people who go into food service. That's why I'm never a butthole.
Oh yeah.
I'll just try. Even if I do have an issue, I'll say it, but then I'll keep the food too. But just they have a heart, and then even if they give you the best of service, some people don't tip well.
Yeah.
And so that could affect other people too. So that's a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I worked in the restaurant business for a little bit when I was like in high school and everything. Mm-hmm. And man, like I was joking with my brother when we flew back from Colombia because we're waiting for a taxi or whatever to take us from Reagan back to Arlington, and there was this dude in the taxi line who was yelling on the phone at like this Uber or Lyft driver, And this dude doesn't realize that in this part of the airport, like they don't allow Uber, like you're not allowed to be picked up by anybody. Like it's designated for taxis and stuff. And so I was telling my brother, I was like, yo, there's two people that you shouldn't be messing with. Someone that's driving you, someone that's responsible for taking you somewhere, and people that are preparing your food. Because I know stories personally of people getting their food fucked with because they were dicks. And it's like, you know what? That's just something that comes with the territory. If you're willing to take that risk, there was this lady, I'm not going to name the restaurant. I'm not going to name the people that I know that did this. But there was a lady who apparently did not like the way that this iced tea was being brought out to her, right? So she had asked for it. However, they take it back. They bring it back out. She sends it back again. So my friend who is waiting on this table, she takes it in the back and she's like talking to like her other service out there. She's like, yo, like this chick is just too much right now. Like she sent this same like iced tea back again. So one of the dudes just takes his hand, sticks it into the iced tea, swirls it around, gives her the cup back, and is like, go give it back to her like this. And they did, and that chick drank that shit. And she might, like, assuming that homeboy didn't have anything on his hands, she didn't, like, her face didn't break out and anything, but it's like, yo, don't be messing with people that are preparing your food.
Right.
I'm always leery about saying anything back because I always assume the most unimaginable worst, because it's definitely a possibility. If I'm thinking about it, somebody's doing it. I just don't want to send my stuff back and then piss the chef off and he slap his meat on my food.
Y'all seen that movie Waiting? Have you seen? So yeah, like not only because I've been told that I look like Justin Long like 70 times in my life, but I've watched that movie so many times just because it's so accurate in terms of what restaurant life is like. Just shooting the shit, having these dumbass games that you're playing with your coworkers while you're at work. Like,
wasn't Ryan Reynolds in there too?
Yeah. Yep.
I just
Emmanuel Shrieky.
Yeah, I just don't want that going down. It just,
No, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, if you treat them well, generally your service is immaculate. Like if you're treating the people that are preparing your food well and everything.
Chef so and so's secret sauce. No.
Yeah, and I don't need them doing the salt and pepper, you know, by shaking the top of their head on there because they hadn't, you know, showered in a couple of days. I don't need any of that stuff, man.
Nah. All right, so let's turn it up a little bit. So you got past some of these things and you decide, okay, we're gonna go back to the crib. And whether it be your crib or her crib, and she's comfortable enough to where now you're getting ready to go to bed. She puts on that old head rag or scarf that you know look like
Before?
is. I mean, no, it may not even lead to anything intimacy right now, but this is just you're getting ready to go to bed. Let's keep it at this right now. Right. Y'all getting ready to go to bed, and she's comfortable, and she's putting on the old rag on her head, and. Now, at this point, maybe even old big T-shirt. At this point, maybe your T-shirt, you know, your favorite T-shirt.
Okay, so y'all been messing with each other for a while, or is this brand new when she's doing all this?
Well, this is the first time she decides to do it. She's comfortable. We get to the comfortable part of it. She's comfortable enough to do that in front of you, and she's not wearing the. We'll even turn it up a little bit more. She's not wearing the sexy panties or bra anymore. Now it's just like the old Hanes joints that you know. Look like they've been washed like three or four different years.
Yeah.
And like bleach stains and all that. She's wearing that and she's wearing your T-shirt.
Who was president when you bought
that? And then she's got your T-shirt on the head rack and you're getting ready to go to bed and you're like... you're just staring and looking at her like... But would that being knowing that you're at that point of the relationship, would that make you comfortable as well? Like who gets comfortable first, a guy or a girl in a relationship?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure that is like always going to be situational. Like, I don't know. I know for me personally, like I try to hold off that comfortable feeling basically as long as possible. Right.
I think you're comfortable. I think guys like I think once we're able to joke around and be and just like hit a Dutch oven on the chick
Yo,
in the bed.
yo,
Like, yeah,
we're doing that. We're comfortable. You're super comfortable.
We're comfortable. Like, I think we get to that point. You're
she
like,
missed a week of work because you gave her pink eyes. Like, come on.
no, real comfortable. When guys get comfortable, we just do dumb stuff like that.
Right.
So I mean, so maybe it is the guys first because
I feel like you gotta be careful because all right, so this is gonna sound bad, but like your comfort is has a inverse relationship to your pimp hand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You get too comfortable, then your, you know what I mean? Your pimp strength is decreased.
Right.
The pinky ring changes hands from your hand to her hand.
Exactly.
And then she's whipping you around.
And I feel like if you get to that stage too and she's super, super comfortable with you, like, I think that may be the sign right there. Like, okay, we are somewhere now.
Right.
Like, this is, if you get to that stage, because normally women are very reserved. They don't want to. They, women act like they don't fart. They act like they don't, all they do is go to the bathroom and they pee in the morning.
It's all roses.
It's all, and they wake up and they like wash their face hair and put like quick thing of makeup on. Oh no, this is how I look in the morning.
I woke up like this after an hour of maintenance.
Exactly. He woke up like and then fast forward 10 years later, 15 years later down the line, you be like, bitch, I thought you said you woke up like this. Back in 1976, you said you woke up like that. Now, you damn lie. But for, like I said, for guys to be comfortable, it doesn't take much because I don't think like for us like I think
like naturally comfortable anyways.
Like we can throw on a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt, and I think that right there that's already a level of comfort. Like if I invite a girl over for dinner, she's gonna come jeans and maybe a sweater or something. And you answer the door in your Jordan shorts and an old Nike shirt or maybe a football jersey and some slippers.
But if you do that, you should probably have a nice spot. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta have backup things to kind of show that you still got it going on. That's what I'm saying.
And then they get mad and they show up like, why you ain't dressed? Girl, this is my house. You talking about getting dressed up in my own house? Like, good,
watching the game.
Exactly.
You didn't know?
Exactly. Right. That's a good. I think we need definitely a female opinion to figure out who gets comfortable first, and then at what level do females feel like they're comfortable.
And I'll definitely say that if I feel that the girl is comfortable, that definitely makes it easier for me to get comfortable.
I think it's our job, really. Like when you talked about like courtship or whatever. That's the point. You know what I mean? To make them feel comfortable,
right,
and safe. Right.
I mean, they're looking for someone. Their instincts as a human being is to find a protector,
right?
Someone that they feel is gonna keep them
and
safe.
So I've been in a situation where let's go to that campaigning period, and you're courting and you're just talking, you're having a really good time, and you're like, why are you single? Like, I know guys are always tripping. Guys are tripping like they're scared to talk to the most beautiful chick because they think, they got a man, or they don't have the game ain't strong enough.
Right.
And I used to be shy. I had my ways to talk to them, but then you're like, okay, you dating this girl, you talking like, why you like, girl, you got it going on. Like, you can cook, you can be the homie, you can shoot ball a little bit, or this or that. And next thing you know, it's like it hits you. Like, and it's gonna hit you at a moment you're not expecting it. It could be a car ride past the MGM.
You got a specific example of this?
I have a friend. I know a guy. I have a friend that he may have been driving around with a young lady, and it's just as random as a stoplight, and you bring up a certain situation about maybe a religious thing or a politic or something like that, and bam, out of nowhere you're like night and day, and you see him go from 1 to 10 that quick, and you're like, there it is, right there. That's what I've been looking for. Like, you don't know what the trigger is,
or you bring around some of your friends, and then if you say something crazy about them, you're like, okay, all right.
And that's or something simple as you bring around your homies, and like, yo, this my homegirl, so and so, this my friend right here, and then she won't say nothing the whole day. Get in the car. I'm just your friend now.
Exactly.
I'm just your friend. Oh, that's how you just your like. We haven't established boundaries,
Right.
like, and then you see
that kind of shit in itself gets you in trouble because one of those moments for me happened. We called it the gray period.
Okay.
The gray area. So not claiming each other, but hanging out like we are and everything. And I remember we went out. It was like a bunch of our group of friends, and I was like, "Yo, we're going out." So I'm not going to be hounding you because like I'm not your dude. So like if you want me around, I'll be around. But otherwise, like I'm gonna let you do you, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, no, nothing really happened. She had a couple dudes rap to her. Mm-hmm. I ran into a roommate from college's like ex-girlfriend, and who she like absolutely thought I was like the dopest person. Mm-hmm. So I'm like hanging out with her, talking to her new boyfriend and like her group of friends. And so later that night, we get back. I drive her home, and starts wrapping me up about like not claiming her while we're at the bar. And I was like, well, we had established that we weren't doing that right now. We hadn't had that conversation, that this has switched. But this was the line that tipped it off, that tipped the hand, which I think is hilarious now. Like now I just laugh about it. But she goes, I don't think I'm crazy.
Oh,
when you're prefacing what you're about to say with that, it's like, you know what?
Here it comes. Right. Here it comes.
I don't think you're crazy neither, girl.
Yeah, you know.
And you know what? I messed up in there. I should have been all over you, like, whatever. So, but it's just,
back away.
And the thing is, that didn't stop me. So
I'm telling you, it's all about the peaks and valleys. Your willingness to put up with the dirty house or bad habits. So
I got a good peak and valley for you.
Where you are in the peaks and valleys.
Here you go, right here. So
she was bad.
You got you got you a baddie, the baddest chick you ever been with, like top notch, 10 out of 10, right? And you go back to her house for the first time. You never seen her crib. Go to her house. You open up, and she opens the door, cut the lights on, and the house is just trashed. It's wrecked. Like, shoes all over the place, newspapers, dishes, and it probably smelled like trash in there because she ain't emptied her trash in a couple days. You stepping over maybe kids' toys or whatever. Right, but mind you, she's the baddest chick you ever seen, the one you ever been with, right? And tonight's that special night. Tonight is about to go down, right? And so you bypass all that and just have blinders. Get back to the bedroom. She's got a treadmill in the bedroom that's now like a coat rack. It's a coat rack. Right. The only thing that has a clear path to it that you can see is the bed and the TV. Those are the only two things that's not touched. And again, it's the baddest chick you've ever seen. And then later on that night, it turns into the baddest chick you ever been with. Like, ever. She has now become your number one on your roster ever. Is all that other stuff worth overlooking?
You ever go into something and you feel like you can change a person?
Well, that's the thing is like, if it's just gonna be,
I've got myself into so much trouble because of that, man. Like that not necessarily that exact same thing, but when it's good, I get myself into like a whole bunch of trouble, man.
I'm always thinking about like, all right, so is this gonna go to the next level or not? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then if it's not, then you could probably, just go along with it. But if you think it might, then you gonna have to correct that in some way.
I mean.
Because if you're gonna be moving in, eventually, I guess, move back to your place and start trying to make it her place.
That mess is gonna move with her.
Exactly. And if you don't want to live like that, like,
And my thing is, I ain't gotta live here.
That's what I'm saying. If it's not right, but that's right. If it's not going nowhere.
Right. I got
you. But that's the thing. Like, you've been building yourself up for this evening. It's probably let's say she made you wait too.
Yeah, no, she did everything right.
Everything is right. Like if I just can't imagine, like, it would have to smell some kind of way in there for me to like not be able to concentrate, for me to have that thing not work. Like there's just no way. There's just no way. I was on the prize, and in this scenario, this prize being like a gold medal, I'm trying to wear that.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. I think that was. It'd be more. I think it'd be a lot longer conversation if we had some female perspective, mm-hmm. Yeah. And we definitely have something to pick up on. So hopefully, some of our female listeners will listen to this, take notes,
maybe want to jump in
and write us the nastiest letter talking about the stuff that about us that they don't like either, and they want to come on the show and talk about it. Let's do it.
Do we know if Negative Nelly has a wife or a girlfriend?
I believe, Negative Nelly and Negative Nancy are a couple. I don't know. Yeah,
I wonder what Negative Nancy would have to say about all this.
She didn't like it, right? What if they're complete opposites? She likes everything.
Yeah, she likes everything.
Right. He doesn't, and he doesn't like it.
That's the most interesting man.
Yeah. But no, definitely. Let's pick this one back up.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. So for the soul tonight, as we warned you earlier, there's thunderstorms happening outside, and nobody wears their kicks outside.
No major heat.
Yeah. No respectable sneakerhead wears anything outside that they don't mind getting dirty.
Right.
In this. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
You got something else?
We are something else.
All right. Peace.
We are
something else. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid.
And now we are something else.